Hey everybody, Neil here from Post to Post. Hope you guys are having a good start to your weekend. It's Friday here on the channel, and that means jersey concepts. Last Friday, we looked at some away jersey concepts. The Friday before that, we looked at some home jersey concepts, both from the NHL. That was part one. Part two, and this is part three of the series from Shane. So we've done home, aways, and now it's alternates. And these are going to be his vision for the alternates. So let's jump right in and let's see what Shane has for us. If they're as good as the home and the aways, then these are going to be amazing. Let's jump in and let's take a look and look at these for the first time. Okay, so his first file here, he actually has a bit of a write-up like he did in his first two sets, so we will read through it. In this jersey design series, I will be creating conceptual idea jerseys for every NHL team. The goal is to capture the essence of each franchise through modern aesthetics while honoring their history and identity. Whether it's revitalizing classic elements, experimenting with new ideas, or fine-tuning existing designs, each concept aims to represent the perfect balance between tradition and innovation for every team. Taking a look at what the future with Fanatics may behold. All right, let's do it. Thanks, Shane, for submitting these. First one, Anaheim. Ooh, that's actually very nice. I was kind of expecting, like, alternates can be a little bit spicy sometimes, right? Some designers play it pretty safe and traditional. Maybe they reach back into history. Some go completely off the rails and just go pretty bold. But I think this is maybe a little bit a mix of both. Like, it kind of gives us retro vibes because of the logo, because of the colors a little bit. But it has that kind of modern feel with that silver that's in there, but you can kind of see the metal fleck that's there. Like Vegas obviously uses that. Let's see who else uses that. LA, I think Ottawa uses it in their New Jersey, not specifically the silver or the gray, but just that like texture of material. So that's a pretty modern decision. And I think the recolorization of the logo is also on the modern side as well. It's a very nice jersey. I really like this quite a bit. It's a really good start, and it would be a very complimentary alternate for sure. And I guess I should specify, I guess either way it would be a very complimentary alternate to what they use now or Shane's actual vision in his home and aways. So if you haven't seen those two first videos from Shane, go check them out because you'll want a little bit of reference for these alternates. Okay, moving on to Boston. Wow, this is honestly kind of the same thing in a way. It is retro because it's the Pooh Bear, that jersey from the 90s that wasn't loved back then, but then now it's nostalgic and it's very, very widely loved. It's not been the easiest week for me, so apologies if I'm a little scatterbrained. So getting back onto the train of thought a little bit, the Pooh Bear jersey from the 90s wasn't loved then, is loved now because of nostalgia. It came back in the Reverse Retro series. It was very much appreciated. And I think this take of it using using the off-white instead of white, almost like bridges it back like another generation back into like original six, like a weathered kind of look. So it's modern, retroed, and then retroed further, if that kind of makes sense. I like it, and I think it would be an okay, like maybe fourth jersey. Like a lot of teams have alternate jerseys that last between, I don't know, usually 1 and 5 years, depending on the team and the intention and the look. But I like when teams have fourth jerseys, maybe just for a year. I would like to see this exist for a year. Maybe not for a specific series like a Winter Classic, Reverse Retro, Stadium Series, or whatever, but just like a fourth jersey that you wear 3 or 4 times during the year. It's only for the year, and then maybe the team has a third alternate as well, and they use that 10 games of the year or something. But that's intentionally spanned over multiple seasons, where like something like this, just a season, I think this is kind of where that fits for me. I do like it. Okay, Buffalo. Ooh, interesting little rendition with the C there. So we got the goat head. So this is a pretty jersey for sure, very pretty jersey. I personally like it with the red, and actually it's right behind me. It's back hanging on my door there, the red and the black version. But this is actually very nice, and you can see that little silver spec action down below too. So really good start to this series. This would be a good alternate. Carolina? What is this? Okay, much to discuss here. Shane is trying to find that identity for the Carolina Hurricanes because Carolina's not trying. So someone else has to, and I guess Shane is maybe doing that. This is definitely a conversation starter for sure. There are aspects of this that I love, like choosing more of a maroon color than a red. I'm on board for that. I really like that. That's a color that's not utilized enough in the NHL. It's really only, I guess, maybe burgundy, maroon, whatever, very close. Colorado that kind of uses that. So sign me up for that. Matched with the gray, I think is pretty good. And down below, we get the warning pattern in there. So that's normal. The C here is pretty normal. However, there is the conversation starter really happens in the middle of the jersey for this logo. So bonus points because it's symmetrical, but it is a bit weird. Like it does have that nautical feel, like the hurricanes, in the ocean, the sea, and stuff. It has that nautical feel of the way that it's designed. It kind of looks like a sextant a little bit, but not really because that's more of like a triangle kind of shape, where this is not, but it kind of like it obviously the intention here is to make the H in the background. Okay, I think we see that, but I almost want to see the sextant a little bit. Like it looks like a very nautical themed sextant that was maybe made 400 years ago or 300 years ago or something. So I like it's a really cool interpretation, I guess, of the character, the thematic of the team. So the C is in there, the H is in there. You've got some nautical vibes to it. It might be just a little bit busy. It's a very interesting logo though. It's cool. Okay, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Nothing we've really not seen. This is a very traditional Canon jersey that honestly I don't even personally know any difference here than the one that currently exists. So nothing to say all other than I approve. I'm a big fan. Calgary Flames. Ooh, now this is going back into the Calgary Flames history and a generation that when I was watching a lot of hockey, I really appreciated when they wore this, and they kind of got away from it, and it was a bit sad. But it's not exact, obviously, but I like that angularity down below, and I'd probably change it like a little bit. It's maybe a little bit too sharp of an angle. I'd probably flatten it out just a little bit so it's not so much like pointing down. But I do like it, and I really like that logo colorized like that too. Big fan of that. Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to do a black alternate, I think the only other option is to kind of lean into that city flag, and that's exactly what Shane has done here. It's a very pretty city flag. The colors are beautiful. They have represented that a little bit in the past, and I think it was a Stadium Series Reebok jersey where they had something. Was it in the neck? I can't quite remember, but they had some stars in there somewhere. So I'm all for this, and the logo recolorized like that looks very good. It's a very pretty jersey. Colorado Avalanche. There we have it. So in Shane's home and away, I think he added. You see that shading here on the arm, which kind of just helps represent that mountain a little bit better. In the home and the away, he had it down along the bottom. Where in the alternates, it's just a flat striping along the bottom, but that kind of mountain scene, I guess, is in the arms more so, and that looks very good. I'm a big fan of that. This is a very nice jersey as well. No complaints. This would be very complimentary to their home and away in his series, or even now. Dallas Stars, yes, absolutely. We've seen similar designs to this in the past, leaning into that state flag. Yeah, I'm all for it. Bring it on for sure. I wouldn't change anything about this, honestly. It's very good. Detroit Red Wings. Ooh, this is a clash of modern and retro at the same time. Black and red, just a two-tone stark jersey like that. That feels very modern to me. But you've got the Detroit font or text or logo on there, and that's we're reaching. It feels very historic, very very retro there. So kind of combining two eras. It does execute well though. Like that, I think as for someone who doesn't like that style of logo typically on a jersey, almost never. It does come together quite nicely for me. I would be okay with this honestly. I think having the two-tone aspect is nice. It's a good bridge of era. Okay, next the Edmonton Oilers. Not bad. I like the little truss texture or whatever that is in the white stripe on the arm and the bottom. The logo, I mean, that's a combination between the cog and that oil drop that they like. It's okay. It's a little bit of a boring logo, and I'm not really a fan of the shoulder patch, but otherwise it's okay. Florida Panthers, Vice City kind of vibes. Ooh, there's even some texture in the arms. I'm just noticing that. It looks like some kind of topography or something. Yeah, I'm cool with that for sure. It's really hard to screw up a Vice City style jersey. It has to happen. The fact that they haven't done it yet is ridiculous. Like, get on it. Moving on to the LA Kings. I was kind of expecting maybe something like this because it's very logical. Reaching back into the history, back into the mid 60s when they came in the NHL, using the colors, using that kind of retro logo, it's only logical. This is basically Reverse Retro 2.0. So good decision and good job. Minnesota. Yeah, I'm a little conflicted on this one because we're reaching back a little bit into the Minnesota's history, and I think Minnesota fans would probably appreciate that. I guess for a retro as well. Like this is maybe a better idea than my couple of seconds ago when I first had my impressions. So maybe logically this is maybe a better decision as an alternate. I wouldn't want this as an away jersey, definitely not. But as an alternate with that font, okay, we can talk for sure. But as a jersey itself, I'm not a huge fan of it. I was never even a huge fan of it back then. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, next, the Montreal Canadiens. Now we've gone with the light blue as the primary, so I like that. I don't mind the Habs text logo on the front. It's a little bit hit or miss for me. I could probably change it up a little bit. But what actually bothers me is that number underneath. Now, this jersey is likely supposed to be a call out, or not a replica, but like they're paying respect to the Expos, the Montreal Expos that used to play in the MLB. Typically, baseball jerseys, sometimes they'll put the number on the arms or not on the arms and on the back, and then a little one on the front. So that's kind of where that idea is probably sprouting from. I'm not personally a fan of that on a hockey jersey. I don't like that. There were a couple of teams that did that in the NHL in the past 30 years. Buffalo was one of them. They never put it down below, but they had it up here. I was never really a fan with it on Buffalo. There was another team who did it, though. I can't remember who it was or when it was, but I did like it in that instance. I'll have to look it up after this video, but fine jersey. Just remove the number on the front for me. Okay, so New Jersey Devils jersey. It has been changed a little bit. It does look better, but I think I just read that the Devils are discontinuing this jersey after this season. This is going to be the final year for the New Jersey. So there you have it. Okay, Nashville Predators. Yeah, see, this would personally be a miss for me, strictly because it's using the exact same primary color as their home jersey. Like, this really isn't that different than their home jersey. I mean, obviously the striping is, and obviously the logo has been recolorized a little bit. It's different. It has different elements as well, but it's from a distance. It's so close to the home jersey. I just don't think it's worth going through the process of having a long-term alternate like this, unless you were going to switch up the home and the away jersey. And in that case, I would recommend watching the previous home and away video or set from Shane, the videos that I made on the channel in the last coming weeks. So yes, in his I guess vision for Fanatics, but no in terms of what currently exists for Nashville. So bit of a weird scenario that we're in here with this one. Okay, the Islanders. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I know a lot of people like that logo. I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, on the shoulder, if you want to put it there, that's fine. But yeah, not as a primary personally. I do like leading into the deep blue, and I do like the striping down below. Okay, the Rangers, totally. Like, yeah, give me a white version of the Lady Liberty jersey and call it a day. Like, that's a perfect alternate for 4 years. Let's go. Ottawa, absolutely big time. Like, long-term retro style alternate honoring the past. This is exactly what Ottawa should do as an alternate. But even, I guess with that said, if they were going to be in a Heritage Classic, which they have been in the past, in 2014-ish, then maybe they're saving this design for that. Because back in that Heritage Classic that they were in, back 11 years ago, this was kind of the design that they used. It's not exact, but it's very similar. So maybe they're saving this for a future Heritage Classic or Winter Classic or whatever kind of classic series that they're in. Maybe they don't want this to be a permanent alternate, but in Shane's vision, maybe he does, and I'm okay. Shane, I'm okay with that vision. Okay, I really like this jersey, so I'm on board. Okay, the Flyers. This is a callback to the Quakers, the Philadelphia Quakers, and as a long-term alternate, I'll say no. As a retro series, yes, but as a long-term alternate, no. I don't love the shoulders. I don't love the logo. More so personal preference here than anything. Okay, Pittsburgh Penguins. Yep. So we saw this design in a Winter Classic 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I can't remember. The years just blend together at this point. So this is kind of like a yellow version of that. It's a little bit more modern. I would be okay with this as an alternate, maybe 2 years. 3 years, nothing longer than that. Just a couple of years for this one. The Seattle Kraken, pretty logical, honestly, pretty logical decision here. I was maybe envisioning a different primary color, maybe leaning into the red, possibly as an alternate, just to spice up the brand a little bit. But the teal is okay as well. But using the alternate logo as a primary logo, I think works okay on the jersey. Next, the San Jose Sharks. Staged gradient striping looks very good on this jersey. Logo with some gradient in there. How plausible is that? From a physical production standpoint, I don't know. But I do like it. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant. It has this kind of, I don't know what you call it. Like, it not bevel, but it just has a presence. It's like leaping out of the jersey at you. So that's really cool. I do apologize for the background noise. If you're hearing anything, my neighbor is, I don't know what he's doing, but his music is super loud in his vehicle and he's outside. So I apologize if there's any background noise. I'll try and scoot through this pretty quick for the rest of the video. Okay, next, St. Louis Blues. Pretty predictable. I mean, we're going back to the Reebok years for this one. Maybe about between 10 and 15 years ago. I can't remember the exact year, 2012, 2013 maybe. But yeah, very nice jersey. 100% all for it. Ooh, Tampa. Okay, yes. I love when people submit designs like this. They're really thinking like, this is a good brand. Like the Tampa Bay Lightning have some of the best naming, visuals, color representation, and potential for a jersey, for a logo, and they just fall flat in my opinion. Like it's such a missed opportunity. So I love when designers submit stuff like this. It's like, hey, let's expand, let's innovate a little bit, and let's get a little bit dicey and spicy, and let's see what we can do. And that's exactly what this is. This is a cool, modern, but also a little bit retro with the logo look. This is exactly what I would like to see from the Tampa Bay Lightning. It would set them out in the NHL. It would set them away from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it would give them a better identity overall. This, to me, is a smart branding decision. It's a logical branding decision, and the fact that it hasn't happened yet is a travesty. I know how important those jerseys are to the Tampa Bay Lightning because they've won a couple of cups recently in the past wearing those jerseys. So maybe you want that longevity of the jersey to continue, that legacy to still be top of mind. But things change. Rosters change. Many of those players who were on that team aren't even on the team anymore. I think it's time to reinvent a little bit with Tampa Bay, and this is a really good option, so I like this quite a bit. Next, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, it's a Toronto Arenas, and but a white version. I don't mind the stripe in the background at all. I like the C, that leaf in there with the C. That looks very good. I'm for it. Ooh, that is a nice, if not perfect, alternate jersey. Shane, why doesn't this exist in real life? I would buy this instantly. Well done. Very well done. Absolutely nothing negative to say here whatsoever. Nailed the bottom of the jersey with the striping. Has great symmetry, but it's not too repetitive. Like if it was like a really repetitive mountain range, it would be too much, but it's not too little. Maybe like Colorado. This is a really good balance, and it has a bit of realism in the bottom as well. So tremendous job. Great color balance, great everything. Really, really good, Shane. Oh, whoa, the Vancouver Canucks. I really like the kind of indigenous look, and I know they've done it for like specialty warm-up jerseys and stuff, and they do it such a good job every single time they do it. I think they do it like twice a year, or maybe it's at least once a year. It's at least once, but I think they do it twice a year. And they have like specific designers to make the logos and stuff, and it's always phenomenal. It's the most intricate, beautiful artwork ever. And the fact that they haven't like pushed that above and gone to something that they actually wear in a game, it is a bit of a pain in the butt. Like it is. Like if I'm a Vancouver fan, I want to see that on ice during a game. If I'm a jersey collector, I want to buy it. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. This is very good. Very good, Shane. Ooh, that is a very nice Vegas Golden Knights jersey. I love the lettering and the numbers. Having red as the primary, but outlined in black, but then gold. It helps the red stand out from the jersey. The logo, which is the alternate logo, looks very good on there. The fact that the jersey ad has been, not that I like it, but realistic. This is realism. Jersey ad on there, it's been color matched with the gold, or whatever you want to call that. Then the C outline, you've got the filigree in the neck, you've got the filigree standout in the striping. Very nice jersey. Very, very nice jersey. I like this one quite a bit. It's probably one of the best Vegas concepts that I've seen. I like it quite a bit. Excellent job, Shane. Okay, next the Jets. Okay, so it's basically the alternate they had a couple of years ago, combined with Reverse Retro 2.0. So we've got a bit of a combo jersey here, and it's fine. I don't love the logo though. Okay, I wasn't expecting this for the Washington Capitals. Not that it shouldn't be expected. Washington as a city, has a lot of cherry blossom trees, and it's a very beautiful scene at certain specific times of the year. I think is it April, but I don't know. I've never been. But yeah, I mean, very cool jersey. I like the integration in the logo, but as a permanent alternate, I'm gonna say no to. This seems a little bit more like a warm-up jersey. Also, that pink, the NHL has done a lot with the Hockey Fights Cancer kind of warm up and specialty jerseys in the last couple of years. And this kind of looks like one of those. So I wouldn't want to get the two intermingled. I think that pink would be cool in the NHL, but I'm not sure about a permanent alternate like this. I think there's only a couple teams that can probably pull it off. Vegas, Florida, I don't know, maybe Utah, depending on the specific shade. I don't know if Washington can do it. Even with the cherry blossom thing, I'm just not sure. So, yeah, some really good jerseys in here. I don't know my favorite off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to look back through, but I think maybe an audible shout out to. Well, I mean, the Anaheim one is very nice. It's not innovative. It's not crazy, but it's very nice. I want to give a shout out to the Detroit one as well. Not that it's amazing, but it did surprise me a little bit because that's not traditionally like the jersey style that I would like that much. Chicago, we've seen very similar concepts in the past, but shout out because it's very good. Colorado one was also very good. Dallas one was excellent. San Jose one was also pretty good. Tampa Bay Lightning, there's like Shane has really done a lot of great and phenomenal work here. I really want to give it to Utah as my favorite because it probably is, but at the same time, I feel like it's such a new brand. It's so exciting. Maybe it's a little bit more hyped up than it actually is, and I'm just being influenced because it's so new. And then the Vancouver one is so amazing and cool. That would be really awesome. But I think I'm going to give it to Vegas because for me, I don't know what it is about the brand, but I would say that the concepts of Vegas submitted by any designer, doesn't matter who, I'm overcritical of Vegas, and I think it's because it's such a flashy brand that it's kind of easy to go too much and it's easy to like clash. Like there's a lot of clashing. There's some bold designs like with the Philly green stuff. Like if you choose the wrong color for that and if it's a little bit too if it's not transparent enough, sometimes it clashes. Depending on the logo that you choose, sometimes it clashes. Like there's a lot of clash potential with that kind of brand. So executing a Vegas Golden Knights jersey, whether it's home, away, alternate specialty, doesn't matter. It is a difficult task, I guess, at least in my eyes. I don't know why I'm overly critical of Vegas, but I am. So I just find it in my mind, it's difficult to impress me with a Vegas jersey, and this has done that. It has impressed me. So Shane, this is going to be my favorite for this one. So thank you so much for submitting these. Thank you for all your hard work. You submitted 32 homes, 32 aways, and 32 alternates. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that, not just to get your creativity out there, but to allow me to put this out on my platform and put it out to the viewers. And now it's the viewers' chance to leave their comments down below. And I hope you can, viewer at home, if you've got a couple of minutes, let us know, Shane and I, what was your favorite? What jersey of his was your favorite? If you've watched all three series, let him know down below in the comment section. Feel free to give him some constructive feedback as well. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. That helps quite a bit. If you're new, subscribe for videos like this every single Friday. We react to jerseys from the community. And I always have to say this, if you do want to design some jerseys, please send them in. Please do, and send them in. Details on how to submit are down below in the description. I have a video kind of walking through the process. And yeah, it doesn't cost any money. There's free templates out there. There's a free version of Photoshop out there. Maybe I can walk through a video sometime of me creating a jersey for free, not using the actual, like I have got Photoshop. That's what I use. I've got expensive templates. I can use those, but maybe I can make a video walking through what a beginner would have to go through if they didn't have Photoshop, if they didn't have a paid template. Maybe I could walk through like a free version of how to come up with some designs and send them in. Because I think a lot of people have questions. They don't know how to start. Like that's the hardest part. How do I start? What programs do I use? Like what methods? What can I use? I have these ideas, but how do I get them on a screen? How do I design them? So if that does interest you, let me know down below in the comment section and I can do that. But if you are a designer, if you've already got Photoshop, or even if you want to use free Photoshop and you want to get a really high quality template, absolutely check out sportstemplates.net. Best templates in the business, highest quality templates in the business. It's the one that you see most on this channel. Most designers use it. Yes, it costs money, but I can save you 10%. My code post to post works on that template and any template on the site, whether it's hockey, football, basketball, baseball, it doesn't really matter. There are over 80 templates on the site, including animated ones. So if you are a professional or an amateur wanting to become a professional and you're trying to build up your portfolio, absolutely get one of those templates. It will definitely make your portfolio stand out if you're using one of those. So like I said, use the code post to post, save yourself that 10%, works on all the templates. And I don't get any kickback every time that you use the code or anything like that. It exists because I have a partnership with Sports Templates, great company. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Adios.